Hey there! In this section, we are going over the strong foundation for your business that you need to create before you even worry about creating a website. So, I've been a web designer helping small businesses with websites for over 7 years, and I see the same mistake over and over again. And this mistake ultimately leads to a website that doesn't actually help the business generate more revenue and does not create a return on the investment of building the website in the first place. And then you're unhappy and you're paying monthly for this website that is now a liability instead of an asset. Too many business owners jump to the conclusion that they need a website, but they fail to realize that a website is almost useless without a plan and without a solid foundation. It's like putting the cart before the horse. So, to create a strong foundation for your website and your business, you need a strong brand. So, what is branding anyway? You've heard of branding, but what is it really? The first thing that probably comes to your mind is your logo, and maybe even your color scheme too. But I want you to know that branding is much bigger than just your logo and your color scheme. Your branding is how you establish the way someone perceives your business, okay? This includes the impression that comes to mind when they hear your business name or they think about your products. It's how you make them feel, not just how you appear visually. Branding encompasses several components, and it includes your business purpose. So, why did you even start your business in the first place? It includes your unique value proposition, which we'll go over more later. But what makes your product or offering unique from other options out on the market? So, why should someone buy from you specifically? Branding also encompasses your story or your message, and that's the way you connect with people. That's how you communicate what you stand for. And yes, it does also include visual branding, such as your logo, color scheme, fonts, and even how your labels and marketing materials look visually. And all of these components are crafted and designed to appeal to your ideal customer. And if you just rolled your eyes so hard thinking about that stupid ideal customer avatar, hang with me here, okay? I'll explain more about why this aspect is so important and hopefully help you figure it out. So let's go through these components one by one. Your purpose. Okay, I know this sounds really fluffy, and maybe you're thinking I'm crazy, but let me explain. There is a reason why you started your business. Think about it. This is the heart of your business and your motivation. Maybe you feel like your business was a happy accident, but in that case, there's a reason why you've decided to continue your pursuit. You're right here, right now, with a plan to improve and grow your business. So think back to when you started your craft or your business. Were you sick or injured and you learned a new hobby in order to stay busy? Or maybe you discovered your craft for your own emotional or mental well-being. Maybe you just wanted a new hobby and you wanted to try something new. Or perhaps your family member was having skin issues and you realized how many weird chemicals are in your beauty products, so you decided to challenge yourself and learn how to protect your family and create products with better ingredients. So, how did you get started with your craft and why are you so passionate about it? Then, why did you decide to share your craft with the world by selling your products? By going from a hobby to a business? What made you make that decision? Maybe you realized that your handmade things created a positive impact in your life or the life of someone you know, and you wanted to share that with even more people. Maybe you want to help your family financially while doing something you love. Maybe you want to quit your soul-sucking day job to do something more fulfilling for you. Or perhaps you are inspired to make the world a more beautiful place. You make beautiful products and you want them out in the world. Maybe you found an inventive way to make something better or higher quality or more efficient. Like maybe you're more of an inventor type. Think about it. Okay, did you download the workbook for this course? If not, you can grab it from the introduction section, and then as you brainstorm the reasons why you started your business, write them down in your workbook. Use the workbook to guide you through this course. You can fill it out digitally or you can print it and write it by hand, whichever you prefer. So pause the video and take a moment to jot down your ideas. Okay, your brand strategy is how you can stand out in a crowded or saturated market. You want to make a real connection to people and show them that what they can expect from your business or how you are different than everyone else. The best way to stand out is to avoid trying to serve anyone and everyone. You cannot be all things to all people. That's why you choose your ideal customer. Have you ever done an ideal customer avatar exercise? Maybe you already did this and you feel pretty clear on who your ideal customer is. Great. But maybe you've tried to do this before and you didn't really get it. If that's true, please give it another shot. It really takes a while to really grasp the concept and understand why having an ideal customer is important and helpful. As you may have learned, making awesome products is only a small piece of your business puzzle. Getting a crystal clear picture of the people who will love and buy your products and rave about them and tell all their friends, that's another piece. The phrase, "you can't please everyone," is also true in business. If you try to be all things to all people, you will probably feel lost and overwhelmed. You'll be thinking of 100 places where you could advertise. You will want to do almost every craft show you hear about. You'll feel like there are so many things to do, more hours than there are in the day. You feel like you need to be on every social media platform, and you feel like you need to hit every keyword on Etsy, and you're trying to be everywhere. But if you are spreading yourself so thin and trying to be everywhere, you'll only have a tiny blip on the radar at each and every place. If you spread yourself too thin, you'll get burnt out and feel scattered, like you're not making any real progress in one area. So please don't do that. Getting really specific on your ideal customer and your business goals will help give you so much direction and clarity when it comes to making every decision from here on out. The solution is to narrow your market and focus on connecting deeply with a smaller group of people. Think about going to a party, okay? Let's say there are 60 people there and you have 2 hours, because time is limited, come on. So you could go around the room and talk to every single person for 2 minutes, but you're going to face a few challenges. You won't have enough time to get to know each other or make any kind of memorable impression on them, because you only have 2 minutes. And you might talk to people who you don't even like or you don't connect with, you don't have anything in common, or maybe they don't really like what you have to say. Okay, so now imagine this. You are able to sector out a smaller group of people at that party. Imagine you can instantly know, like magic, who will really like you and what you have to say. And you know exactly where they're going to hang out. So maybe that group is only a few people, just a fraction of the people at the party, but now you get to have a deeper, longer, and more enjoyable conversation with those people. And it's more likely that those few people all have a lot in common, and that creates an opportunity for a group conversation where everyone feels like they've found a place that they belong. This is what happens naturally at parties if you think about it. So this concept can translate to your business and your marketing efforts. The way to stand out and feel a sense of direction in your business is to narrow down your target market and zero in on a smaller group of people. You can speak to them more personally and really create a connection with your branding because they will feel like you have something very specific in common with them. Then you can design your labels, products, product descriptions, and everything you make to speak to them on a more personal level. So when I'm working with business owners and I'm creating a website for them, and when I ask my web design client who their target market is, I usually get a response like this. Women between age 15 and 65. Well, that's not specific enough. That's over 2 billion people spread across the entire globe. Okay. So maybe you just want to reach adult women in the US. That's better, right? Not really. That's still more than 200 million women. Think of all those women at a party like that scenario. And you're trying to connect with all of them. 200 million, it's just not going to happen. So you're setting yourself up for failure if you want to reach and really connect with all of those people. You need to get really specific with who is the ideal person for your products. And not just demographics like age, gender, location, or random facts about their education or finances. Trying to nail down people like that will probably just make your head spin. So instead, try to think of psychographics, interests, and the values of people who would best like your products. The better you define your ideal customer, the more you are getting in their head. Getting more specific will help you craft your message, narrow down your product line, decide where to advertise, and how to style your photos to really connect with people. So when your ideal customer sees your website and the photos in your products, and you want them to imagine that product in their life, you want them to think, yeah, this is perfect for me, or, oh my gosh, my mother would love that. Knowing your ideal customer will help you make decisions in your business and give you focus. I'm telling you, it will simplify a lot. So here is an example of a more targeted ideal customer. You may even want to give her a name. That's up to you. So meet Alice. She lives in the United States and she's between 24 and 45 years old. She prefers to buy local, organic, or handmade products when it's feasible for her budget. She's earth conscious, supports environmental causes, and she recycles. And because she cares about the environment and she's concerned about what she puts in and on her body, she tends to read ingredient labels and choose products with more recognizable names. She loves the beach and she loves surfing. Okay, so now that you have a picture in your head of what this type of person is like, I bet you can already imagine what type of jewelry she would appreciate, or bath and body products, or clothing. What kind of packaging would appeal to her, and on the flip side, what would make her turn around and walk away? You can imagine what magazines she reads and where she hangs out, so you know probably where you would have good luck advertising your product to her. Do you see where I'm going here? The more you know your ideal customer, the easier it makes all your other decisions. All right, time to move on now. I think I've gone over ideal customer enough. So the next part of your branding is unique value proposition. To stand out from the noise, you want to develop your unique value proposition or your unique selling proposition. Same thing. This is where you will outline the exact ways that you are different than the other brands and products out there. What makes you different? Why would someone buy your products specifically? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but just to let you know, handmade is just not enough anymore. There's so many handmade items. So creating a handmade product does not really make you unique on the internet. Let's say you make handmade ceramics. How many other people on the internet make handmade ceramics? A lot. I can't even imagine. I'm in a lot of soap making groups personally on Facebook, and I see complaints in there all the time, maybe even weekly. People saying Etsy's too crowded or that handmade soap is a saturated market. Well, that's because those people are grouping their product together as the same or similar as every other soap maker on Etsy, thinking that they have the same ideal customer and the same type of product. Well, then yeah, it's really freaking crowded when you think about it like that. So you need to get specific on what sets you apart. So maybe, okay, a different example, maybe you make handmade decorative pillows. Okay, there are a lot of handmade pillows out there, so what makes yours unique? Maybe you only work in a very specific color palette, or your designs fit a very specific decor style. Maybe you use recycled materials, or only unbleached linen, or maybe you make pillows with a really common theme or a specific shape. Really think about what makes yours different. All right, after you identify what makes you unique, now you have some direction to craft your marketing message. That is how you show your customer what you stand for. You'll communicate your brand using words and visuals. So, your message is how you communicate your brand with words. You want to craft your message to your ideal customer. You'll explain your company and products in a way that connects with that ideal customer. You can work in your story, your purpose, the causes you support, why you're so passionate about your products or your business, and you definitely want to work in your unique value proposition. This is where it all starts to come together. Your goal is for your message to communicate some key points: what you make, who it's intended for, what makes it different, and why you make it. The other half of communicating your brand is with visuals. And since I'm a graphic designer and visual branding is my specialty, we will go over this aspect more in depth in the next lesson. So, are you ready to create your strong foundation? If you haven't already, go download the workbook and make some notes about your why, what makes your products unique, and why people should shop with you over other people. And then write down some notes describing your ideal customer. In the next lesson, we will dive deeper on the visual aspects of your branding.